Prime Day 2025. This is going to be a really important sale because there are a few products that will not be coming back after they are out of stock. We'll be talking about those and many other items that I found. Without any more delay, let's get started. Now, you might not be aware, but August 15th, they discontinued the Charge series as well as the free P2 and P4. Now, when I first reviewed this plier-based multi-tool, I didn't give it enough credit where credit is due because it is far, far, far better than I initially expected. And I ended up carrying it quite a bit over the few years that it's been out, which I think was released in 2018. So it hasn't had a very long run, but clearly the sales are not matching what they expect to make. So they have been discontinuing this, and it is available only on Amazon and probably only going to be available for the sale. I don't expect the stock of the product to last through the year. And at $90 or $40 under the normal price, you're going to have a hard time beating anything. Yeah, that's remarkably good. And it's still going to be covered under their 25 or 40-year warranty if you sign up for their insider program. And I can highly, highly recommend this tool. If you were thinking about just one item, this is the one item I would probably pick up if you don't already have one. It's a shame to see it go, but hopefully you have this opportunity to get it if you so choose. Now, if all you're doing is searching through Prime Day sales, you're probably going to miss out on some key items that just simply aren't listed. They're not designated as Prime Day, but they're still on sale. And one of those is the Keyport kind of system. They have both the titanium version of the Pivot 2.0 that's on sale for around $50 once you clip the coupon. And they also have one of my favorite products, their little flare light, on sale for less than $20 with the pocket clip that's included with it. The same thing is also true for their mini slip joint knife that works and works modular with the key organizer. Now, this is actually the key organizer that I use every single day. And I do prefer it to basically everything else on the market right now. And if you're thinking about it, this might be a great time to set it up. And you'll be really, well, you'll be very entertained with just how well the system functions. So you just kind of slot it in, everything locks in place, and then you can actually set up a clip like so here. This is my actual setup. This is what I actually use on a near day-to-day basis, is this larger clip for my belt and the pocket flare. And this is the reason why I haven't really been carrying flashlights much at all, unless they're much more high-powered, because the pocket flare covers all of those kind of hands-free options or needing to find the keyhole, whatever it happens to be. That works really, really well. And you can actually stack these. So if I wanted to, I can combine a bunch of different layers, and I can have the knife, and I can have the flashlight and the pocket clip. It's just a really, really, really cool system. They also have different colored scales you can add. You can even make custom variations on their website. So you know how I feel about modularity. This is a system that's worth looking into, and right now they are on sale. Even though it's not listed as a Prime Day thing, trust me, you might want to jump in before they go back to full. Now, obviously, I can't show you everything I found on sale, so I created a master list that has a running tab. Basically, I'll be continuing to add to that list over the next 24 hours. But one of those categories is folding knives. And there's a few that I have not seen on sale before that I want to point out. Now, the Airlight is one of my absolute favorite knives. It's a little bit under $50 right now at a slight discount. It is a fantastic knife in AUS 10 and is kind of unusual for cold steel, which usually goes with a much more robust form factor. And in the more premium side of things, they have a new knife that came out in 2023 called the FM1. It has titanium handle scales, the new Atlas lock, and S35 VN. And this knife is also on sale. So it's normally $230, but it's on sale for about $160. That's great. So if you were thinking about picking one of these up and you've been waiting, this is that time. There are a lot of other items on there for various different price points that I included, but I really, really like this knife. It's actually the only knife I picked up in 2023 at Blade Show, and I don't regret it whatsoever. So I can definitely recommend either one of these, and there's a whole lot more in that master list. Now let's talk flashlights. There are a lot of different flashlights on sale. See, these are some of my favorites that I actually use or have used in the past and are worth considering. So the first two, we just had a recent video about this. Now they were not always discounted, right? When I made my video, they were on for about 30 bucks and then they went back up to like 50 and now they're back to 24 for the TAC AA and about 23 for the H16. These are some of my absolute most recommendable flashlights because they can use the included 14500 that has a Type-C port, right there. They also can use standard AA's. They have excellent user interfaces, great pocket clips, and in this case, it also has a headband. So I can definitely recommend either one of these, which are on sale, and also from Nitecore, the EDC 23. Of all of their flat color, their flat flashlight variations, this is my favorite one. I really, really like this 2300 lumen output, so really, really, really bright. And similarly, I like the E80 from Rovi Vaughn. Now, there are so many options from them, it's kind of hard to determine which one is better or worse, but of their flat variations, this one is by far my favorite. So I can definitely recommend this one. It has kind of like a Swiss Army knife approach. You have side LEDs, you have a laser in the front, you have a spot, you have a very bright white light that has actually a very high candle power, but you also have a high CRI on the side. There's just a lot going for this flashlight, and it's also on sale. So all of these are good, and there's a lot more down in the master list. And let's talk multi-tools. This is probably my favorite category of all EDC gear, and there are so many great options for the Prime Day sale. First of all, the Leatherman Bond, in addition to the P2, this one is on sale for 45 bucks. That's really, really great. I haven't seen it that inexpensive in a very, very long time. So definitely something to consider. The rebar is also on sale. The Multipur, which is kind of like a Surge clone, I've talked about this at length in many other videos. This one is for around 40, so that's a decent deal. It's not a huge discount from normal, but it's certainly worth mentioning. The Rock Tool, so this is the VG10 blade steel variation with the titanium nitride coated handles. This thing's like 35. I don't think I've ever seen the Gen R for that little. So I have a video on all of these multi-tools. You feel free to go look at those in the past. I'm not going to take up too much of your time in this video, however. So can definitely recommend both of those, and they're in the master list. Also, keychain tools. The knifeless Nextool Mini Sailor Light. This one is on sale for less than 20. I think it's like $18, and this one is discounted for around 23. This is their brand new S11 Pro. So with upgraded materials, slightly thicker pliers, really, really nice colorway. All of these are really solid options. So there's one other category that I'd like to address, and it is completely separate from EDC gear, but maybe it's something you want to consider. Now for this last category, we're going to talk about something a little bit different. Now EcoFlow has been sending me some of their power banks in recent memory. I got one a few years ago and it's worked really, really well. They just sent me the Delta 3 Classic. Now I haven't had a huge amount of time to actually test it. What I have done with it, it's performed incredibly well, and it's also on sale. However, if you only look at what's on Prime Day sale, you're gonna miss out on probably one of the best deals available right now, and it's also a brand new product from EcoFlow, the Delta 3 Max. So as you can see, it's not listed on sale, but it's significantly improving on the Delta 3 Classic. So much more capable, in fact, that it just has a lot more going for it. For one thing, the Delta 3 Classic, as you can see here, does not have the 12-volt outlet. The Max does. It also has a 100-watt Type-C port versus a 140-watt Type-C port. It also has 4 full-sized outlets with grounds. This only has 2. So the difference is quite substantial. And although it's a $400 difference, at the very minimum, you want to use it as a comparison. So if you are planning on getting a large power station during Prime Day, use the Delta 3 Max as your metric. determine whether what you're looking at is better or worse than that product. So I know it's a lot of information. Let me just tell you that the Delta 3 Max is the one I am currently purchasing. Just tells you how much better it is than this model right here. This does something a little bit different, and I have a use for it, but in order to kind of work with a full household and run up to 4 major appliances, this just can't quite compete with that level of performance. So keep that in mind, and yeah, take a look at that. You'll like it. So that's pretty much it. These are some of my favorite items I found for Prime Day 2025. If you think you see something that's a hidden gem that I missed, please let me know down in the comments. I'll make sure to add it to the master list so other people can find it as well. As always, thank you guys so much for your time, and we'll talk again soon.